Today's show is brought to you by Draftkings Sportsbook. You know, our homies, when it comes to sportsbook and apps, they are the number one rated one. Not only are they safe, but they are secure. And just like Deke, they are reliable. And that's the most important part of this thing, ladies and gentlemen. And when you're talking about DraftKings Sportsbook, they obviously have incentives to keep you happy. They have incentives to welcome you to their family as well. And that incentive is a promo code. That promo code is MOATS. If you use that promo code when you first sign up and you make that little $5 wager, you know that first $5 bet?
Yeah.
You're going to get $200 in free bets after that. I mean, dude, this is a pretty dope deal. $5, you get you $200. I don't know what, it sounds like a pretty good idea to me.
Sounds like good
think?
math to me.
So I like how that math works, right? That math is definitely mathing in the right direction. So we definitely get behind that. But make sure whatever you do, you download their app. It's that simple. DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the promo code, all right? And get you an opportunity to get a little money. But I also would be remiss, Deke, if I did not talk about the other side of this, right? Because we know we all like to indulge. We all like to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
But you might be a person that happens to overindulge. Have a little too much fun.
You may affect others around you.
It's a strong
You
possibility.
may affect your own livelihood.
Absolutely. And when that might
In
happen.
not a good way.
And if that is happening, or you might know somebody that's happening too, on the screen right now, it's a disclaimer. For my New York people, it's a special number for you to call and text. But for everyone else, if you have any type of gambling problems, if you need crisis help, it's a number that you should call. And it goes like this. 1-800-GAMBLER. Team captains. Yes, we did have those get announced. Obviously over this weekend. That was this weekend? Yes. No, actually that was Monday. Was that Monday? Monday, Tuesday time frame? Yeah, but anywho, wanted to work that way, get that out the way. So for those that are unaware, for the Pittsburgh Steelers 2022 team, the team captains are you ready for this? Drum roll, please. Cam Hayward, obviously the OG man, long holding it, doing what he does. Next after that, TJ Watt, reigning defensive player of the year. New QB1, Mitch Trubisky. Yeah. And then we got two first-time captains. Miles Killebrew holding down the special teams. And Najee Harris. I like it though, man.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, but so give me your reaction, man. How you feeling about that, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out the people they was like in my little church thing. We took them to church on the gambler a little bit. We was giving a little
Okay, so they want the old one back
too?
too?
They like that one. They like the old school church with it, man. It's revival week. I take you to a revival now. Listen, both my parents was pastors. I done spent a lot of days hearing that. So I got you, bro. Whenever you need it.
We got one more DraftKings read for the week?
Hey, man, I think we do.
Okay. We need that heading into week one.
I'm just throwing. Let me check the schedule. I feel like we got that on the schedule. We feel like we should be on the schedule. But if it's not, we can accommodate. That's all I'm saying. Anything for you, Deke. You know that. Yeah. If that's what it takes, Deke. Hey, look, DraftKings ain't even pay for that. If they want, we'll give them a bonus one just for you. Okay. If that's what it takes, Deke, I don't care. D.D. Smalls be like, yo, bro, don't be giving this. That's free publicity. I don't care. If that's what it takes to keep Deke here, all right. We will be doing it. We'll be DraftKings every show.
Thanks.
But continue.
Yeah, not really surprised. I guess the only one that could have been up in the air is Mitch because he was in the middle of a quarterback competition this whole offseason. But when you really look at it, outside of Najee on offense, who else were you going to give it to outside of the starting quarterback? You're going to give it to Deontay,
I thought
Claypool?
Chooks was the only one that I could consider just because he's the most tenured guy on the offense.
Sure.
If you think about it, he was here before Deontay. He's obviously been here before Chase. Even though I think James Daniels has been in the league longer, Chooks has still been here, obviously, a lot longer. And that's the difference too, for me. So it was kind of like, I thought that he would be the one. I think we said that when we first, once the draft and everything had finished, we were just kind of like, hey, man, who's going to be the new team captain? He was one of the ones that I think we had brought up even then before because we didn't know what the quarterback situation was going to look like. But he was the only one I could really consider because I thought Pat is respected. Pat is obviously that dude, but Pat's temperament,
he's just
not.
Low key.
Yeah, he's very low key. He's not like a Najee, whereas Najee is a little bit more outgoing, more. I don't want to say bubbly, but his personality is just more. He's more open. He's more animated in a sense. So when you talk about like leaders, he's one of those dudes. It's easier to follow around. It's easier to ask him, "Hey man, speak, talk." You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna need. It's not gonna feel like you're pulling teeth. It's kind of like when I think of Heath versus L. Bell. Like
sure,
I couldn't imagine Heath being a cap. You know what I mean? Because like Heath, you're the respected dude, but you're a lead by example guy. Like he's not gonna stand up and talk.
I don't know if I've ever heard him talk. Still,
yeah, Heath like bro. I've known him for what? I got here in 14. Obviously played against him even prior to that. Yeah, maybe heard 100 words from him during that time frame. Like tops. It's like, yo, he don't talk a lot. He's just quiet. And
that's fine.
Yep.
Lead by example.
But you know what he's gonna do. Like you trust the heck out of him. You know he's gonna go to work, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So looking back, with how everything played out, can we be that surprised though that Mitch was named the captain? Because you're even seeing some of these articles pop up around like. You're hearing Pat, Najee, a couple of the offensive players saying like, yeah, I mean, we've been ride or die with Mitch. Even Cam Hayward gave a second stamp of approval for Mitch just recently, but he gave one a couple months ago, right? He's like, yeah, I think we're rolling with Mitch. Well, it's a quarterback competition, but Mitch is the guy right now. And
you remember Mitch had support early on as well, even prior to the draft when people were down in Florida working with him and stuff like that. They came back and it was raving about him like, yo, this dude throws a really nice ball, like tight spiral, like he does all these things that you want. And it was just kind of like at that time, obviously we didn't know we were going to commit to him because it was still, Mason was on the table, Haskins, RIP, he was still available. So it was just a lot open. So we were all just trying to figure out who we were going to start, supporting, who was going to be our guy. But yeah, even back then he was getting talked about in a positive manner.
Yeah, and then just seeing how the quarterback competition actually played out, where it really was Mitch's to lose. He was QB1 from the very start of it and played well. So it makes sense that he was named team captain, especially given all the other candidates. I mean, if we're talking between Mitch and all the positive stuff that's coming out right now of what he did in the offseason with the players and how everyone, for the most part, has been behind him, I mean, who else are you going to pick? Yeah. Between like him and Chooks or him or one of the receivers? Yeah, we'll go with Mitch. Mitch and Najee.
Because I'm like, I'm not doing Chase. Even though Chase, he's been talking and saying that, he's taking more of a leadership role, I just don't think that he's viewed in that manner across the board just yet. Maybe within the wide receiver room, sure, but across the board, I do think
but also, it's kind of like a prerequisite for being quarterback. You have to be some sort of a leader.
You have to be a leader, bro. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And defense... Yeah, no doubt there. TJ Cam, and then special teams. Same thing with Killebrew.
No,
I mean, with how he played
wait a minute.
Who was in contention?
Who's the guy that we paid to be a special teams ace?
Yeah, but Killebrew was the special teams ace last year.
Now he was supposed to be. Man, we paid Derek White to be special teams ace. I thought Derek White was that. I thought he was because it was Rosie Nix before it was.
Who
Tyler
was it last year? Was it Watt?
Was it Derek? I think it was Watt. Yeah,
it might have been Killebrew. I don't know who it was.
I thought it was Watt last year, bro.
It might have been.
I don't know. Check it.
Okay, I will.
Time, yeah.
But
I thought
for this season, Killebrew makes 100% sense. He was our special teams ace last year.
I definitely
He was on the money.
No, 100%. I would agree with that, man. Killebrew, I mean, he's available, productive. Yeah. And now he does have a new contract as well. So it's like everything is pretty much in order. So yeah.
All right, ready? These are the 2022 ones that are popping up.
Just pull up 2021.
I got it. Okay. I got it. Yeah, I had to go down on the Google search. So you're saying Derek Watt?
I thought it was him, right? Is he the other one? Who was the captains? Or was it Boz?
It was Derek Watt.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so they don't do every year where it's two guys. Last year was only one apiece, offense, defense, and special teams.
Well, it's not
Ben, Cam, and Derek Watt.
No, the way it works is not a select number.
2020, it was
votes.
Two apiece.
It's based on votes. So it's been years where we've come in and we know, hey, Seven's our guy on offense. This guy's it on defense.
Right.
Then it's times where it's like, man, I don't want to follow this dude.
Heath Miller did get captain in 2010.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But it's like, you kind of like, you pick and choose who you want. Because I think one year, who was the captains in 15?
Willie Gay, Cam Hayward on defense, Big Ben on offense.
That's what it was. So it was Ducey and Cam. Those, like, that's a prime example of it was no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
For us, I know for me, it was like, man, we gravitated to Ducey in terms, and we'll get some calling Ducey. That's what we call him on the town. I don't know if y'all know that. But we gravitated to him because for secondary, for coverage, That's the dude. He was the beacon of communication. He knew every check. He knew all the info. He was the fun dude to be around on and off the field. You saw he would celebrate on the game, you know, how all of us respond to him. So for me, I was like, I'm voting for him. But then you had Cam, who was the elder statesman, or at that time, he was still kind of young, but you knew who Cam was at that point in time, like his leadership. So it was like, you still had people voting for him. But because it was so much and it was so split, so he's named them both. So it's never like it's only going to be 3 versus 5 versus whatever. It's just more so how the votes just lie.
TJ got snubbed last year then.
But you also have to remember last year, what was TJ doing? Oh, he had the contract situation too. So I wonder how that played into it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it played into it.
He probably wasn't around as much.
He wasn't practicing, remember? He was doing the
indie
and then stand off to the side.
But in terms of being a captain or a
Right.
leader, he couldn't really do that if you're holding in.
I would agree.
You're not as
I also think of
involved.
Minka. But Minka is also another quiet temperament guy, kind of how I think of Pat. So I wouldn't expect that with TJ, even though like TJ has definitely opened up a lot more and come out of his shell a lot more. It's still surprising to me when I see TJ being as vocal as he is at times, because he is super like just to himself quiet. Like he's not going to be that rah-rah guy. But when you're kicking butt the way that he kicks butt, it's kind of like, bro, I don't care if you don't talk or not. You going to be the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of your takes?
Yeah, so like I said, man, the two for me was just not, I don't want to call it like a full-on surprise with Mitch, but it was in a sense of just like, man, because we didn't know who QB1 was going to be officially, that they went ahead and named him as one of the captains. Like I said,
when does this voting happen?
So this voting happens, whenever they name the captains, probably happened like the day or two before. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, it's like recent. It's not something they do a while back and they hold it off. Yeah, yeah, it's usually like we'll vote that morning, like with what's today, Wednesday. So if they came in there on Monday or whatever, because like I said, with the Labor Day holiday, he probably had them coming on Monday, off Tuesday, and then back to work regular Wednesday, called a bonus Monday. So they probably came in at that 8:30 meeting, right before Coach Tomlin spoke. He's like, "Look, man, we're gonna vote for captains, offense, defense, special teams. Fill out your ballots, and then by the time we go out there for practice or for the walkthrough, he'll have like it all tallied up and say, hey, man, all right, got an announcement. We got X amount of captains this year, and these are the guys." Yeah.
Does offense just vote offense?
No,
defense,
you vote for
defense?
everybody. Everybody votes everybody. Yeah, because you got to think, even though 7 was on offense, he's still our leader. So it's like whoever we're voting out there, like you're the representative of this team. Whether it's offense, defense, special teams, you're still representing all of us. So we got to rock with you like that. We got to feel like you're that type of leader. And we also want to make sure that you like a good player also. That does play into it. Because there's plenty of dudes that be our leaders, but they ain't like good on that level where it's like, well, I'm not following you out there. Like, nah. Like, you're a dope leader, but I'm not following you, bro. Nah. But like with those dudes, it's like, nah, man. Absolutely. So all that kind of goes into it.
Yeah, I'm good with the captains. Yeah. I don't think it's a make or break thing one way or another, because Tomlin even said this in his press conference.
Yep.
I think Najee came up to him and was like, what do I do now? Just keep being yourself.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's a real thing. I remember the first time I was voted as a team captain, I was in college, and I was like super reserved. Like, even though I like to have fun, I'm communicating with you and stuff like that. I communicate with you because I'm comfortable with you. But like the public speaking and stuff like that, that was not something that I had done. Like, I got more comfortable with it now, obviously, because of the platform and stuff like that. But yeah, I used to hate it, man. And literally, you get voted as team captain, you're like, Coach, what does this mean? Like, I know I'm supposed to go out for the coin toss, but like, do I gotta like show up different times? Do I gotta give speeches and stuff like? You can do that, but you're a leader by example. You just do this, and this. This is the guy right here.
Whatever's
He's gonna do more
heart.
talking. Yeah, it was like that. I probably only talked to like, I never addressed the actual like team because I was just like, that's not my thing. Like, I'm not doing that. You want me to address him and say, hey guys, Duke's on 3, win on 3. Like, I'm chill. But it was times where I probably had to talk, and I probably talked like twice, and it was just to like my D-line group. But other than that, I'm like, bro, I don't want to do that. So I could definitely relate to when Najee was like, yo, what does that mean? What do we do now? Yeah, absolutely, man. Because you start feeling that pressure, like, bro, does this mean I got to say something different? I got to sit in the front of the bus or something, man? How does this work?
No, we definitely don't want Najee to change either.
Yeah, just be you, man.
We want Najee to keep being Najee, man.
Be you, man. Heck yeah.
100%. And I think naturally who he is a leader. I mean, they were talking about him after we drafted him as being one of like our top 3 leaders or captains on our team last year.
Absolutely.
It made sense. Tomlin was doing a bunch of these off-season interviews too, speaking very highly of Najee, and he's just like, yeah, this is the next step for him. He's going to be the leader on this team. Already in his second year. You could already see that in him.
I would agree.